Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here, Justin's Motorsport on Rumble on Holo JM20, and in today's video is Alfa Romeo talk, and I'm explaining my passion and why I love Alfa Romeo. Even though I don't own an Alfa Romeo yet, I do love the car, and I'll explain my passion, why I love them, and all that. So first of all, what got me into Alphas? Well, Top Gear kind of got me into Alphas, but most likely it was a buddy of mine, Jeff, who 8 years ago, was 2017. We went to Edmonton because he bought a car in Edmonton and all that, right? Brought it back, and then we stopped at Alfa. He told me there was an Alfa Romeo dealership in Saskatoon. I'm like, okay, let's go check this out, because I do like Alfa Romeos too. Like in 2016, I did like the Alfa Romeos too. So making know that I actually saw them up front, right? So we go to the Alfa Romeo dealership in Saskatoon, and all of a sudden I see the cars. The guys are friendly in there. I bought my Alfa Romeo shirt, not this one, but the polo shirt, the nice Alfa Romeo. It's one of my nicest shirts, and probably one of my most expensive shirts in the wardrobe is that one, not this one, but the polo shirt in that I normally wear sometimes in that. But yeah, I went in there, talked to guys, and that, looking at Julia, and then I'm like, damn, I wish I would have known that, because I asked, when did they come in? It's 2015, and I'm like, what? Like, I mean, if I would have known that, I would have easily traded my Solstice in for an Alfa Romeo, like, instead of a truck, like, instantly. Like, if I knew Alfa Romeo was back in North America, I didn't know that till, like, 2 years later. And it's kind of a bummer, because I'm like, oh, man, because the Giulias are really a sexy-looking car and all that. And especially when you get the one to get all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, I'll get the rear-wheel drive model and all that. It's more fun to get the car sideways and everything like that, but, yeah, so I really enjoyed those. So yeah, I got the truck at the time, new truck, and yeah, because of negative equity, I just didn't have enough to trade in for one. So yeah, that happened kind of bad. I was like, oh man, so an Alpha, but it happened. And the other is the Alphas that I did want. They weren't eligible yet in the Canada, because see, in Canada we have this 15-year import law, so you can bring in cars that are 15 years and older. So now 2010 models can come over, and that's when the Giulietta was made, was in 2010, and then that's one of my favorite cars. Although like the 159 sports wagon with the 3.2 Busso V6 in it, that's a really sleek looking car, aggressive front end, aggressive back end, real mafia muscle, like what a mafia muscle car would be like. And yeah, they grab black, you get the black rims, tinted windows black, and the thing will look great, the sports wagon Alfa Romeo 159. And yeah, the Brera, that is now available in Canada. So yeah, there's been a few now Alfa Romeos that are available too. I was looking to Me Too as well, but I think more is that when I was buying, I think my more favorite Alfa Romeo is the Giulietta, which is the 5-door hot hatch. That's probably one of my favorite Alfa Romeo cars in that. And as I was buying some of the Alfa Romeo stuff, like I got my hat and stuff, but I got 2 Alfa Romeo Giulietta shirts, and one Me Too and one My Too. I think it's called the My Too, and the Giulia or whatever, right? But I got 2 shirts of Alfa Romeo Giulietta and that, and I seem to enjoy that. Hot hatch seems to attract me more in that. So now that the Giulietta is eligible to be imported into Canada, I was looking at the shipping schedules and stuff too. I think the best idea, because this the one I have saved in my favorites on B Forward is a 2012 model Quadrifoglio, or the QV line in that. That one has the same engine as the 4C, so 1750 turbocharged, 235 horsepower and that. So yeah, so that's a car that I really do want, hot hatch. And yeah, so the reason I was more attracted, because I know, like, honestly, like, Top Gear really got me into the hot hatches and all that and stuff. So when it comes to the Alfa Romeo, like, in my personal opinion, I don't think their marketing team did a very good job when they came into North America, especially for commercials, try and hype up the car. Like, yeah, you got an Italian sports car coming, or Italian sports car and luxury car coming into North America. Like, I feel that they didn't market it very well. And I know they brought over like the 3 models, now the 4C, the Giulia, and the Stelvio, but I honestly think, in my opinion, they should have brought the Giulietta over, because like, it's a hot hatch. I probably would think that the Giulietta would sell a lot better, and then like the Giulietta would sell quicker. And then you got the Giulia and the Stelvio, which is the SUV model, which SUVs are pretty popular in North America and that. So I don't know how the sales figures are for them right now in that, but I probably could look and see what they are. And that. But yeah, the most model I think would be the Giulietta. They should have brought the Giulietta over, like, and I would have bought that car in an instant if they brought the Giulietta over and knew about it. But they never brought that model over, and I think that one would have been done quite well, in my opinion. And that's why I kind of was more attracted to them, more or less, than when I was getting into. So those are like the Alfa that I do want in that. So worked it out. They're reasonably priced in that, so they're cheaper than a Giulia, even with you ship them in and everything like that. So I was looking at some of the shipping out of Japan and that. So I would go out of Europe, but then it's more expensive to ship a car out of Europe, because then it has to travel further to Saskatchewan, because I had to go in the port of Halifax or port of Montreal. And you gotta ship the car 3/4 across the country. We're coming out of Japan. Yes, it's right-hand drive, but it's shorter shipping, and BC is a lot closer to Saskatchewan than Ontario, Quebec, or Nova Scotia, and that. So having the option there, and I love these, is because I hear them, like, you know, their passion, they're quirky, they have their set of issues and stuff, and I always find that Alfa Romeos are a very underrated car, is what I've found out from other YouTubers, and looking out and doing all. I did a lot of research on these cars and stuff, knowing their common issues and problem here. So let's see if I could bring up the Alfa Romeo Giulietta stacks here. I don't know if you guys go. Okay, here we go. Here we go right here. So if you guys can see this here, there's the stats on this. This is on Wikipedia here, so this is some of the platform. That's interesting how they make the body style here, what it's made out of here. So yeah, that's 15 yet. Only the 5-door body was available. Yes, $5. Valid plan for the US government February. Partner Fiat report that the one for would come to the market, and that they did a facelift in 2013. Then 2016, I do not see what the changes are, because they almost look similar. Maybe the front end changes a little bit, but they don't look that often that familiar right now. So 2019, they got the quadrifoglio of, how do you say that, Verte, Italian, 2010, 2016. Oh, so they only okay, so I see here the variants. So they only, from 2010 2016 is the only with the quadrifoglio with the 1742 cc turbocharger, so, and all that. So they got the sports package, 2060th anniversary Corset engines and that. So yeah, they want to stop making the 1750. So, but yeah, like I said, it's eligible for that. Like I said, I was looking on B-Forward and I couldn't quite find what's the 214ers kitty here. Yeah, so yeah, these are eligible, and horsepower right here, 235 or 235 PS or 232 lower. So which is good. This is from, so that's a decent amount of power, and they look like they upped the power in 2014, the 237. Let's the top speed on here. We should say, it should say on here what its top speed is. Well, I know the 17 here, there's a top speed is 150 miles per hour, 242 kilometers. I figure that's what it is on. I think I seen it in here somewhere where it's top speed is here. Oh, here we go. Here's all the speed tops and years and 0 to 60 times here. So this is what I'm looking at right here. So this is the one I'm looking here. 242, 6.8. That's not bad for a hot hatch. I mean, anything under 7 seconds for a hot hatch is good. Like 40A, 17. Oh yeah, it's not bad. 340 newton-pounds. That's a lot of torque. 6.8 top speed, 242. Oh, that's not bad actually. These has their little allergies here. There's this kitty here, as you can see. She's right there. There she is. Yeah. Little allergies in that, but yeah, she's kind of interfere in that. Yeah. Don't look at me like that. Alrighty, so yeah, so we got that out of there. So yeah, that's the Alfa Giulietta and that. So yeah, that's its specs and stuff. You know, it's a pretty good, decent specs on here. Safety, everything. I think the zeros, well, they really dropped off, but I think like 2012 was the year where they sold the most here. 60,000 sales in Europe. not as much in Mexico. So you can get them in Mexico. That's kind of weird because even though the Entry North, the Giulietta looks like it was available in Mexico, but it wasn't available in U.S. and Canada, which is kind of weird with their. I guess they don't have in here. Okay, this is a bunch of other stuff on here, so we'll put that over there. So yeah, that's someone up in the Giulietta. Oh, crap, it's getting dark in here. Oh, looks like the rain's starting here, so I'll be right back. Turn on the lights so we get some better lighting in here. Oh, there we go. Right here. We got some lights now. There, now it won't look like I disappear in the dark. So yeah, we got lights here now, and yeah, now we can see me better. That's better. That's very better. So yeah, yeah, so another thing I was mentioning on here is be forward. So I'm going to bring up be forward on here. Out of the way. She's in the... Teetsy, she's kind of in the way. I'm trying to type here. She's in the way. I know. This kitty here's the tail. Come on, Teetsy. Crazy kitty. Likes to do it when I'm talking. She's gonna go back to sleep. Teetsy. Okay. Move over so I can type. Jeez. There we go. Got her under the. Oh yeah. Here we go. Forward, Japanese used vehicles here. Right. Alright, let's see if we can bring this up. Okay. Currency. So I'll log myself in here, then I'll show you guys here. Okay. Yeah. TC, stop playing with the... Hey, she's asking for attention is what she wants. Okay. Stay easy from the keyboard. Yeah. Kitty issues here. Alrighty here. Oh, would you stop that? Alright, so we'll bring it up here. Alright, so these are the cars I've been looking at here. Alrighty here. Let's see, move me out of the way here. So I'll switch to Canadian dollars. We'll go Favories here. Okay, Favories. So yeah, here's some of what the cars are priced. Here's some of the stuff I was looking at on B Forward here. So yeah, I'll just make the screen a little bit bigger on that. So yeah, so we got all this. So this is the one we're looking at here. So not badly priced for 2012 model. So this is where I'm finding the cars and shopping on here and stuff. So yeah, this is all the different ones I was looking at here. Like, so some of my favorite French cars are on here as well, but I got these all saved in Favories up here. So this is where I'm going to be looking at buying my car on here. So in that, it's Delta, that's pretty nice in that. So yeah, this is Alpha Talk. So here's this one right. This is the one I like. But this, you can see the year on this one. We'll click on this car. Growth crate, yeah. Action trade. Yeah. Manual registration is June, so they'll get this in June of 2027 for its import date. So if I were to buy it, I'd have to ship it in June, just so it'll get here but be eligible. And that's the manufacturer year. White is the most common color, and that the specs and all. That's not bad. $8 grand. That's pretty cool. Maybe somebody who's seen this will buy it off me. Whatever. Not, or I'll find other. We'd use other things here. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at here. So this is pretty cool actually. Yeah, so this is what I was looking at for cars and stuff to buy off of in that. So yeah. And then another thing, when I was looking at some of the performance parts for it too as well. Like when you're owning Alphas and stuff, you got to remember how to source the parts out and stuff as well too. So we'll deliver to that. Okay. And we'll go into I think I could get into Gazella Racing, I think it is. Yay. Kitty issues here. Yeah. Now it's gonna go Alfa Romeo Performance, I guess. Teetsy. Oh my goodness. Get. Okay. She just likes to interfere with everything I'm trying to do here. She's killing time. Got her in a headlock here. Okay, just Okay. stop. Oh, sorry about this, guys, but she's really starting to, she wants attention, is what it is. So, performance parts here. Here we go. Okay, let's see if I can find. Oh, here we go, right here. We'll put this back up over here. Right here, Gazella Racing. So this is where I can find a lot of performance parts for this car here. Okay, hell yeah, see, I got this. Zeke's right on the. Got this whole label here. So this is 1.4. Where are we looking at? Oh, and that. So there we go. Over here. Yeah, see, it has everything I need to upgrade for content. So this is where I want to bring the channel in the future here, is to get this car, get my race license and everything, and then I can do like a whole bunch of upgrades to this thing for content creation. So there's a lot of options out here for this car to help with create good content, and also racing. Get my racing license and race autocross, and do some track stuff at Gimli there when I get my race license and that. So I hope that's what I want to do. Is my dream is to get my race license in an Alfa Romeo, and I was like, there. So like I said, with the car, I can test the car out on the track and see how it does and that, and yeah, then I can upgrade it as I go to see how much more improvement I need and that on the car. So like a sports exhaust, styling, suspension upgrade. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is nice. Like there's an aftermarket part, so which is good for it, and it's a somewhat newer vehicle, which would make it easier to get sponsors. If I need sponsors and stuff, like if I could get sponsors as racing and stuff, that makes it a lot easier, because sometimes I don't like to do older cars and stuff just because of partsability or, you know, like all that. So, but yeah, that's one of my favorite cars, and that's what I'm enjoying to get here for my so the Giulietta is, which I enjoy here. So yeah, I hope that we'll get this in the future sometime soon here. I'm working hard on it there. Like I said, I gotta get out of renting. I'm still saving for a house, which I'm hoping to buy next spring. I'll be buying a house and that. So yeah, I'll be waiting on that, because I'm not moving in the winter time. Moving in winter in Saskatchewan sucks. Especially if it's like -20, -30. No, that's not fun. Unless my rent goes up pretty quick here, but I don't think it is yet. I haven't got a letter yet. So, but other than that, more likely than that. So this is the car I really do want. It'd be, because you know what I mean, like even if you have 3-4 cars, that, you know, pretty much my garage, I would need 2 cars. I have my practical car, which is my OG Corolla, which is everyday practical car I have in the winter. Then I got this car right here, which would be my show car, track car, everyday kind of summer car, you know, for the year. And that's what all I need, really. I don't need multiple cars, because insuring multiple cars is a lot, especially when you have to put a policy on them and everything here. So yeah, no, I actually want to just get to only own 2 cars in that. So this is one of the ones that I really do want. Now, as with the shipping part, there is a roll-on. I want to ship in a C-can, but I think I could get a smaller. I would have to email them and see if I could get it in a smaller C-can, not a 40-foot or 20-foot C-can, but maybe a 10-foot C-can might be work. Well, maybe it could fit in there. I'm not quite for sure on that. I'll get all that information and stuff later on when I get my ducks in a line for all that and stuff. But yeah, that's my passion for these cars. I really do. Big Alpha, and I know, let's say they're unpractical. I'm like, you know what? I like them, and yeah, I've done enough research on them. I know what the problems are on some of these and taking on an older Alpha, if they don't have the service records available and the maintenance is, there could be maintenance pain or replacing stuff as I go, because these are high maintenance cars, and I know that for a fact that Alfa Romeos are very high maintenance car, and if you don't look after them, they do give you issues, and they do have issues down the line as you rack the mileage up on them and stuff. So that's why I already did enough that I know that what issues I'm probably going to be dealing with when I buy it. So, and I don't really care, because it's my dream car to own an Alfa Romeo, especially the Quadrifoglio and that top of the line Alfa Romeo. And the Giulietta seems to be the most reasonable price, because a Giulia Quadrifoglio, even on the used market, is like 50 grand, 50-60 grand Canadian. You know, they drop a lot in value, but they're way out of my price range, and I don't want to be car poor either. And then I want to build, if I was car poor, I want to be able to do all the fun stuff that I wanted planned to do. So yeah, the Giulietta seems to be the right fit car. It's the right amount of power. I can up the power, probably get close to 300 on it with some of the exhaust and intake and the tune and everything for the car. I could get it up to close to 300 in that. And they also got the stroker kit for it too, so I can actually rebuild the engine if I have to, and learn a lot about it. And I'd be the only one working on this car, so it'd be a big learning curve for me to learn how to work on one of these once I buy it. And that's what I know what I'm getting into, and that for research and everything with these cars. And I understand that then, you know, you're going crazy to buy now use Alfa, but hey, you know what, I'm a unique person, crazy enough as it is, that I just love these, and that's my dream car, and I really do want one. So yeah. And I like to do more adventures with this car too, like even going to track days and all that, but hanging with the boys, you know, get the boys a few cars, go on some car adventures and stuff. I like to take this thing on car adventures and stuff, you know, do some little challenges, you know, like 0 to 60 times, and how much power the car lost over time, you know, if it's age, you know, like how many horses escape, you know, fun little things like that. Hang out, go cruise with a few of the boys and with their unique cars, their favorite dream cars and that, and just have some fun. And with car adventures, that's something where I like to take the channel too, is just give you guys good racing content for the track, Giulietta content, you know, for, and all that's in the future, and that, because I know what I'm doing right now in the car scene here in Saskatchewan, because our population is like 1.3 million, so the car scene is quite small. So as I'm filming, you're going to see a lot of the same cars all the time. And then I know the audience, I know on YouTube, when I was on YouTube and that, they got bored within a year or so of seeing the same cars, and it's so hard to get different cars in Saskatchewan, because it's almost like it's not we don't have the population here to so have variety of all different cars and stuff. So a lot of you see the same things too here. And also yeah, I'm not part of any car club or anything like that, because I'm a content creator. I like to stay neutral. If I get invited by car clubs, I will join and support that, and different car clubs and stuff, but I won't be a member or join or anything like that. And I do have my things with car clubs. Now, I've been in the car scene since 2009. Actually, I started modding my Sunfire way back in Alpha, but it's a little off topic from what the Alpha is and stuff. But it gets into with the Alpha that more than one way, oh, you should join our car club because I got a unique car. But no. I ain't joining it because I don't want to deal with drama. Saskatchewan, very cliquey car group. Like, it's cliquey, and this is coming from this is coming from other group, and I know that for a fact that it is cliquey because I have experienced it. And you get rivals between different car things, and yeah, it's just drama. Most of it's drama. Like, I've been part of many car clubs and stuff, and when they get too big, they start, like, I was part of one, then they got really big, and then we broke off into fractions. Different friends break off into little fractions and stuff, and then that happens, and it breaks into more fractions. And then, you know, you have all these members, but only maybe 3 or 4 of your members actually do things in the club, which was very irritating for me as experience as in car clubs, is that there is only a few that would do things, that want to put the effort in, you know, to go out for cruises, go out for like a lunch or ice cream or something, you know, like something to do car things. They're always busy or something. Like, there's always only a few members that would like to do, and then you just have members that are just for status wise and that. So that's another frustrating about car, is that you only have the few same 3 people, 4 maybe 5 doing what everything you want to do in a car club, be involved, and then you got the rest that is just like, oh, I'm part of this car club and I'm not want to put any effort into it. So yeah, I know there's too much drama, and it's just cliquey. I just don't want to deal with it. I just like hanging around with being not part of any car clubs at all, and just hang out with other car enthusiasts. And then that's the beautiful thing about being a content creator, is I can stay neutral in that, so I don't have to be in any club in that, so which is pretty cool for me in that too. So yeah, that's my take on opinion on car clubs in that, especially in Saskatchewan here. It's just, I just like to be just neutral and just on my own, and if hang out and invited, yes, I'll go along with them, and I never do have anything bad about car when I join events or anything. I just want to support the Saskatchewan car scene. I just want to do it as a neutrality in that, for that with the car. And same with getting the Alpha. That's the thing here, is as soon as I get this Alfa Romeo, I'm going to be getting a lot of invites going, oh, you should join this club, just this. I'm like, no. And that some maybe the higher ones that don't only pick certain cars, and I'm like, well, if you don't accept me as me owning a Corolla, what makes you think I'm going to let you move it as a Giulietta? So most of the time it's yeah, no, I won't take any invitations of joining any car clubs or anything like that. So maybe a race team, you know, possibly if I get into like motorsports racing, maybe a few of us get into racing and have a little race team going, which I wouldn't have an issue with that too as well. But mostly I'll be doing autocross. If I do get my race one, I want to get my race license. I'll be doing more rents in Gimli and that, so I do more track stuff and and I just want to have fun, you know, just change everything up here, and good things for the channel too. I think that'd be really good for here, especially going on Rumble and all that, for the car content there for automotive. So yeah, and other than that, I will I think it's all pretty much what I gotta say about my talk about Alfa Romeo. Oh, and yeah, there's a few other options on Alfas too. So there's a couple of importers in Canada that are virtual. There's nothing wrong with them. So they have like, so JDM Connection and B Pro. They had an Alfa Romeo. I think two of them had different Alfa Romeos up for sale and everything. And so they import it custom. So they get it in, and then I actually see the car that got bought, right? So somewhere out in Ontario. And then like it got bought, and then like a month, 2 months later, it's up for sale. And I'm like, well, why did you buy the Alfa in the first place if you're just going to get rid of the car? And it's like, did you do your research, or you didn't do enough research on it, and you can't source parts because you thought maybe you could source parts? Or like when you buy an Alfa Romeo, you got to do your research on them. You got to find their maintenance, what the parts availability is, and on these older Alfas, you have to get them out of Europe. Like they don't make them here in North America, except on the newer models like 2015 and newer, on the Giulia and Stelvios. But any old Alfas pre like 92 and newer, I don't know when Alfa pulled out of North America. I don't know what year they did that in. I might have to look that up, maybe see when Alfa Romeo turned out of pulled out of North America, unless you let me know down in the comments and stuff. I know I don't know everything about Alfas and that, but I just do my research and look at things and look into the car that I'm actually going to buy, because a lot of people don't do that. And especially if you're buying a used Alfa, this is a hint of advice: if you're buying a used Alfa, just be prepared to fix. If you don't have the service records for it and the maintenance records for it, it could be like, you got to watch your, like, you try and find one that has a service record, but if not, just be expect that you're going to have problems in that, and then you just got to learn how to fix them, and you source the parts out. Because if you don't have the time and research to source the parts out, then there's no point of buying one and then putting it up on Facebook Marketplace, because you can't, you just got tired, or it doesn't, I don't know, like, I don't understand, like, not very many people get rid of their Alfa Romeos. If they're a true Alfa enthusiast, they rarely get rid of their Alfa Romeos unless they're trading up for a newer Alfa Romeo. But just buying one off an import and then putting it up for sale again, maybe as a quick flip, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think the market's out there for reselling used Alfa Romeos, especially ones imported out of Japan and that, like the older models and that. There's not much of a market for that. So, but that's the whole point of me. If I buy this car, I ain't selling it, so I don't have to worry about depreciation or what the market will say about selling this car here in North America, because I am not selling it anytime soon when I do purchase this car. This is my dream car, and I do want to appreciate that, because I own Alfa apparel. Like, I got all my Hot Wheels here. Like, here's the GTV 6, and then also the 156 Ti here. See that? Yep. And also the Giulia here, so Matchbox. So yeah, anything with Hot Wheel cars, if I find Alfas, like, I'll snatch them up pretty quick. I'm pretty good at finding Alfa Romeos in cars. Like, there's a lot of Hot Wheel vendors now we have in Saskatchewan that sells Hot Wheels in that, and I have been finding some Alfas in that, and I can find them pretty quickly. I just do like a quick scan, and then, ooh, there's an Alfa right there. Boom, buy it. Either cost me $5 or $10 or $2 or whatever it is in that. So that's the only closest Alfas that I actually own. 3 Alfas, which are 3 Hot Wheel Alfas, 1 Matchbox. Like, you know what I mean. This is, and there's the kitty here. There she is back. Now that she's not in the way while I'm trying to type. Now we're just, yeah, but yeah, other than that, yeah. So that's my passion, and I really do love Alfa Romeos, and one of my favorite cars, and my dream is to own one, and I'm praying and working hard, and gonna work hard to own and earn this car to buy, and then I'll share it with you guys as the adventure, taking the car from Vancouver all the way to Saskatchewan and get the Alfa Romeo experience is what I really like, the passion, the experience that. Anyone who owns Alfa Romeos, especially over in Europe, who own these cars, let me know on the maintenance, the repairs, how you enjoy them, and any Alfa enthusiasts out there, fanatics, let me know what got you in the Alfa Romeos over, say, why you choose them over picking them over German cars. You know, like, I don't think I do like about Alfas is they're out there to me. Like, German cars, I find them, they're just kind of boring accounting cars, where, like, I always find the Alfas are like, they're sporty, they're sleek, they stand out. Like, they're not a boring car. whatsoever. They look good. People always look at it. When I was at that one car show, like at Saturday Night Lights, there were more people shocked seeing that Alfa. What I noticed, it's like Alfa Romeo. I was like, wow, you know, like they attract a lot of people because you just hardly don't see these cars around, and they're very underrated too. So yeah, I'll end this video here. Enjoy, follow me on Rumble, and that share, and definitely like this video. And that if you want to see me talk more about like my favorite cars and that, like I'm not a car reviewer or anything like that. I just like to share with my audience what some of my favorite cars are and makes, and Alfa Romeo is #1, and then we go to the French cars, which is #2, then Toyota's 3. Actually, Volvo will be up there too with 3 and would be tied with Toyota in that. But yeah, like Alfa's a #1. If you guys want me to talk about some of my other favorite cars that I enjoy, like the French cars, let me know down in the comments if you want to see some of that stuff too. But like I said, this is Alfa Romeo's, and I love it, and I'm a quirky kind of person, and I drive and I would like to own a quirky little unique car that I think I will really enjoy, and hope I don't be disappointed. And I will be expecting that I will be making quite a bit of repairs to the car once it gets here, once I do decide to buy it. And yeah, so I'm prepared for that. So with all due, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.